we are here checking out our RoadRunner Pro production line. All these RoadRunner Pros are going to the US very soon. It's scheduled to ship out next week, but we face a serious issue here. The color that we have on the scooters, it looks pink and not red. So for customers that have ordered red, we are going to take slightly longer to ship it to you because I'm going to ask the factory to go and redo the frames. Beside me, we have Dave. Dave is a very, very important person in our company. He pretty much get everything done for me in China, oversee all the production, so we need to fix this. Dave, from the last batch to the most latest final production lineup, can you tell us what has been changed on or has been improved on our RoadRunner Pro?
Okay, if you look at the earlier RoadRunner Pro version 1, our frame had faced a bit of issues previously. So in order to avoid all that kind of issues, we have strengthened the frame very strongly. 3-inch thick tube, and then the tubes are a bit bigger now. A bigger head tube, you can see compared to the previous one. So the welding surface is much more larger. And you see all the better pitch scales welding. So at the bottom, we have one reinforced plate so that it doesn't really flex down. One in the center as to hold, and then one fully on top to cover as we have widened this part also. Also, now the whole piece here is reinforced. And as you know, we have a much bigger battery, which means more weight. We have reinforcement here so that you can support the whole weight, the rider together with the battery and the whole scooter's weight. Then down here actually is a very not obvious part. We also have reinforced.
So wait, so the non-obvious part, can you tell me more about the reinforcement?
We have not faced any issue so far, or as in close to zero, but we have been considering the weight added, so we actually reinforce here just in case.
Okay, so how about the controllers? Anything has been improved on it or anything has been changed?
We have increased the amp power of the two controllers, and then now it can support 72 volt nicely.
Okay, so what is the amps range on each controller?
50 amp. Previous was 45 amp. 50 amps rated and peak about 52, 53 amps.
Okay, so combined is 100 amp output.
Yes, combined is 100 amp output.
What's the top speed right now?
The top speed now is about 60 miles per hour, plus minus depending on weight.
Plus minus depending on weight.
Yeah, but from what I can say, you can reach 60 miles per hour easily.
Okay. Let's say a customer just got the latest RoadRunner Pro, they're on the heavier side. Can they still hit 60?
We would say they can reach 60 with a longer stretch of road. Eventually, you'll reach there.
Okay, so it takes slightly longer, but you can hit 60.
Yes.
Then around what's your weight?
My weight now is about 90 kg.
90 kg, so around 220 pounds.
Yes.
220 pounds. And when you ride this, do you hit 60?
Yes.
Okay, awesome,
I hit
awesome.
60.
The voltage sag on the RoadRunner Pro, and I don't think I have enough range. So what have we done on the improved version?
Okay, previously because the battery pack has a lesser parallel count, so now we have increased more parallel count, which gives more AH, more capacity and more range on it. The voltage sag now has quite a very significant reduction, so that when you full throttle, you will not see too much voltage sag.
Okay, then in terms of the range, 72 volt 40, what do you get estimated?
Estimated close 90 kilometers.
Okay.
90 kilometers of
going
range.
pretty fast, sustained speed.
At least gear 4 or gear 5 and around 50 to 55 kilometers per hour on a 90 kg rider.
So 220 pounds, you can still hit that kind of range.
Yes.
Then on the 72 volt 60, the big option that we have, performance version.
At least 120 kilometers.
So at least 70 miles.
At least 70 miles on gear 4 or gear 5.
Okay.
And then with a lot of traffic light conditions, so on and off, throttling on and off, and average speed of 50 to 55 kilometers per hour. And then the same thing, the rider would be close to 90 kg.
Yeah, so I think the RoadRunner series that we have has such a long history, right? So before I go more in depth about the product specification, I want to talk a little bit more about its history, why we made it in the first place. We started out with the EMOVE RoadRunner lineup. The EMOVE RoadRunner lineup was built for myself originally. Then Dave joined us like quite a lot of years, half a decade ago. And then he helped me create this RoadRunner Pro. So a lot of credit will be from Dave that helped you get the RoadRunner Pro today. But right now we are ready for the next level of RoadRunner Pro lineup. We are ready to show you what we are going to bring to the table. And the RoadRunner Pro was created because there's a lot of modding community who modify the RoadRunner, the Fidos. We just do not have the dual motor option in the market. That's why we make the RoadRunner Pro. Yeah, you don't have to go through the trouble of finding all the different controllers, the different battery packs that you're not sure if it's going to work or not, but you just buy something that is already ready-made for you. Now, when we made the RoadRunner Pro initially, how important it is for us to see every customer feedback before we implement it on the scooter.
When we sold quite a few batches of the RoadRunner Pro, slowly we get a lot of feedback, like softer suspension, shorter suspension, and the front suspension, and like changing the tires. So we gather all this feedback. What we are going to do is we're going to give what customer wants on the RoadRunner Pro V2. So what we have actually improved on the features, right? We have actually used a better brake. Not everyone wants to spend a $400 brake or to upgrade for the RoadRunner. But now we have used Dodge DOT3, DOT4 oil brake, which has bigger surface, bigger rotors, and then you don't actually need to face the problem of not being able to stop your vehicle at a faster speed now. On top of that, we also improved the front suspension. Although it looks the same, but actually the spring rate and the oil has been increased. The inner travel length has also been increased. Now you will not face dipping all the way down. As for the rear, we have hardened the suspension, the spring rate to a much more spring rate. If you notice on our RoadRunner Pro, our RoadRunner V3, it has very good suspension. On this, you almost see the same. And then we have increased the length to 300 mm instead of 290 because we saw that a lot of people want a higher, longer rear suspension. On top of that, you still can buy your aftermarket suspension and change, so that for customers who want to mod, they can mod easily. When you come to the rear, some of the customers say they don't like the previous rear tail light, so we have made it very simple and also like ready for even Europe customers who wants to legalize their bike. We have legal tail light and even a license plate holder. If you manage to get your bike legalized, all you need to do is just pop on the license plate.
Very good, thank you, Dave. So you modify a lot of bikes and scooters in the past. So how much money are you expected to pay to buy a 72 volt 60 amp hour battery?
It depends on what cells you want to use, but it's definitely not cheap. In the US, I think it would be at least around $2,000 at least for just for a simple, good, better battery pack. But we have already given you very good battery pack, large capacity, Samsung cells, good BMS, copper nickel infused strips with thick AWG wires, and actually there's one secret which we might not tell you. The BMS is a Bluetooth BMS, just like the range extender.
So okay, tell me the benefits about the BMS.
The BMS, you can actually monitor if the battery is working well or if the battery is faulty. He'll be able to tell you there's a fault at which part of the battery pack. Just it is using the same exact BMS as the range extender.
Okay, so if a customer wants to add a range, this one, obviously you don't need it anymore. Is there any benefit of having the Bluetooth BMS?
It will be good. It will be good to have either one of the battery packs have a Bluetooth BMS. If both packs have the Bluetooth BMS, it will be even good. Unless you are very aware of what you are doing by adding a range extender, how the range extender works. If not, in any point of time, one of the batteries go faulty, you can actually be able to troubleshoot or pinpoint the problem by looking at the BMS app.
Okay. So the copper nickel infused strips, can you tell me the benefit of a rider having that kind of battery?
Okay, first, as we know, current runs through copper more better than nickel. So why we have been always using on our high-powered scooters these copper nickel infused strips, right? So that they can run above 80 amps, 100 amps, 200 amps very nicely. As you know that in the e-motor world, all the battery packs use copper nickel strips. This is to prevent cells overheating, nickel from melting down or if they even melt down, and restricting current flow, restricting what the controller needs. If let's say the pack can only flow about 60 amps or with nickel strips, and then the controller needs 100 amp to really perform what it needs to. So using the copper nickel strip, it doesn't have that problem. What the controller needs, the battery will be able to fit nicely.
Awesome. So, okay, so let's check out the production line and then we want to show you what we have been doing on the production line. So right now we are at the production line for the RoadRunner Pro and Dave and myself is going to walk you through what we have been working on and show you what's even inside the battery pack. Okay, let's go.
All the gaps will be filled by EVA foam very tightly so that there's no movement at all. Why we don't want to use EVA foam here is because there are screws here. EVA will eventually soften. So these 2 points are the most shaky points. So we are using acrylic. Acrylic doesn't thin down. So what you're looking here is actually the Elephant BMS blue QR code. So if there's anything to troubleshoot, eventually we will let you know that you can actually download the app, scan your BMS, and you'll be able to see what your battery pack is working.
This QR code, customers will be able to download an app and scan it themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, same like the RoadRunner Pro range expander. One QR code will be able to download the app. The other one is to sync your Bluetooth BMS to the app.
Okay, awesome. By the way, this production line give me so much nightmares. This production line costs us how much?
Maybe close to $100,000 US.
Huh? That's how much we spend? Oh no.
About there.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. The vehicles move themselves and they can assemble quicker. That way, we reduce the amount of mistakes made at every station. Because every station has of a certain SOP assembly. So we control the manufacturing process by allowing the vehicles to move itself. Every single scooter factory that you see in the market, they just use wooden benches or benches overall. But we just want the product to come out a lot better. Before it goes on the assembly line, it's getting pre-assembled here. Maybe Dave, you can walk me through the entire production lineup briefly.
I think the start comes from that side.
Okay, so let's go to the start of the production line. Holding the production worker.
一滴而已，不需要很像挤太多，要不然等一下后面很难拆的。
Anyways, we want to make sure that you get your product properly. So this is the start of the production line whenever Dave is ready.
Part and then the suspension is fixed up. Then we move down where the battery box is assembled. Then we come down here where the front end is assembled. See the front suspension? This is where it's done here. So down here, you will see that the handlebar assembly together with the rear motor is assembled. So next, where we come to here, the front motor will be assembled up along with the brakes.
Can you tell me more about the motor?
Okay, we have actually changed a new motor because the old motor, we have seen a bit of issues. So we totally changed to a new one. I guess some of you might be able to see where this new motor came from. It's been on the market for a while and then they have approached us. They wanted to do something with us. So they came up with a split rim version.
So they came out with a split rim version specifically for the RoadRunner Pro.
Yes, specifically for us and you guys in the community.
Yeah, so we want you-
all thanks to maybe us, you are getting a split rim version.
Is he going to start selling the split rim to everybody?
I heard he will be selling to you guys, but a different spec.
Okay, so all in all, we want to open up the aftermarket category where we allow suppliers to distribute the parts to everyone. Because just us alone, we have so much parts, so much things to do. We want to focus on ensuring the aftercare support is top notch, but having the aftermarket support is also very critical. Having those part suppliers to start distributing themselves, it will benefit the community more.
So, okay, if you look again, you see something different. I know a lot of you guys like all-terrain tires. Although we don't really promote this as an off-road scooter, but we are considering for everyone. We have used a hybrid tire, have treading more for the streets, but with a little bit of like grass patch riding. So, and also we are using a 3.0 tire instead of the 2.75 tire previously.
So is this wider?
Yes, it's like 0.25 inch wider.
The rotor, you talked to them about the rotor already?
No. Okay, like previously we have mentioned over there, we have upgraded the whole brake system. 3 DOT 4 oil brakes which can hold up to a higher oil temperature. Bigger pistons, bigger brake pad, much bigger rotor, 203 mm, much thicker rotors. So you won't be able to face rotors bending.
Let's say if I were to buy motorcycle brakes like this in the market today, how much am I looking at retail?
At least $200-300 US.
$200-300 upgrades, we're just going to give it to you. all in the RoadRunner Pro package without you going to upgrade your brakes more than what it is. We are giving you the best one right out of the gate.
I've been with Magura for quite a while. If you're talking about Magura MT5E versus this versus what is on the RoadRunner Pro V1, this is very close compared to the MT5E. Although a 4-piston and a 2-piston, the modulation is much better, but this really stopped. So instead of paying a set $350 Magura brake, you're gonna get something much as good as Magura on your RoadRunner Pro V2.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm at the handlebar assembly station, and over here, Dave want to tell me more about the domino throttle tuning out of the production floor. Can you tell us more about that?
Okay, we have asked the factory guys to tune the domino throttle to a very, very sensitive point so that there's very least free play. A lot of you guys have already told us before that there's a lot of free play, there's like error codes. We are trying our very best to get this fixed, very sensitive throttle. But if you guys are buying for your kids all this, do look at our YouTube video again to make it less sensitive and safer for them. But now we are doing it for the more experienced rider because a lot of you guys have been requesting it.
So if a customer wants to change it to an electronic throttle, can they do that?
Same thing, yes, very easily. On the main connector, there's always one plug where you can just unplug from the throttle box, put it back to the front, and you just have to get the right connector for your new electronic throttle. If you really like the thumb throttle, look at the Cruiser V2 throttle. It will be plug and play. You just have to buy that throttle, install it, plug it on, you'll be able to use a vertical thumb throttle.
Awesome. Okay. Over here, we have the new tail light set and the rear tail light. A lot of customers in the past have told us that, hey, it's not bright enough and I want to have a brighter tail light, a brighter turn signal. Now today, we have upgraded the RoadRunner Pro tail light for you. Can you tell me more about the tail light assembly?
Okay, so the tail light assembly now is very simple. Brake light, moving light is here. Signal lights are on the left and right. A lot of customers said on the previous version, you can't really see whether you are turning right or turning left. So we split up. Now it's very clear. So we have used an E-Mark approved tail light now. A lot of customers previously say that the lights are not bright or too bright. Now it's Euro standards. It will be bright enough for every country to approve. And then they have said that the brake lights and the signal lights are in one position. They can't really indicate, or drivers behind can't really see that you are turning left or turning right. So they have actually split the position so that the turn signals are very clearly on the left or on the right. And also there is a license plate light here, if you can see. So if you install a license plate, your license plate will be lighted up.
For our US-based customers, if you are using the RoadRunner Pro and you're planning to install a plate or register it in your local city, you can still put a plate on, and this is going to make your life a lot easier. You don't need to go and find another license plate holder. Just put it on and we are good. Now, I have specifically request a speed limit button. So this speed limit button, it will be called a secret button. For riders in certain cities, if you are looking to ride under a certain local regulations, because there are so many changing regulations today, and I want our riders to have the ability to control what they are legally allowed to ride. So this speed limit button is going to limit your speed to 750 watts.
15 miles per hour.
So a press of this button, you're going to change your entire wattage to 750 watts, 15 miles per hour. The location of this button will not be advertised publicly, but those who are getting your RoadRunner Pro, you will find out where the button is. One of this critical update that we have done on the latest RoadRunner Pro version 2 is that certain customers in the past have feedback that, hey, my battery cable is melting, right? Yeah, it's not happening to a lot of people, but it's happening to some. So we take every feedback seriously. But when I tell you we take every feedback seriously, we really mean it. And I put money behind everything that we do and tell you. This is the all-new production battery cable.
We are now using all QS8. One goes to the battery, two goes to the controller. So there will be no melting in the future. I think during the last production of our RoadRunner Pro, most guys are already using the QS8. So far, they have not come back to us with melting cables or whatsoever. So this time around, right at the start, we will just improve it and make sure this doesn't happen again.
Okay, another major update that we have done on the latest RoadRunner Pro is the motor cable. This is the all-new motor cable that we have implemented on the RoadRunner Pro. So Dave, can you tell me more about this RoadRunner Pro motor cable?
So as you can see, this side goes to the controller. We improve the bigger pins because we need more motor phase amps going to the motor. And then this is the plug and play control connector. You can see it's like 1 mm bigger than what you have in the market. This is what is also being used on the Daytona with much thicker phase wires to be able to hold the amps. Calculated that the RoadRunner Pro motor will be running about 3600 watt to 4200 watt per motor.
About 10 kilowatt.
About 10 kilowatt into close to 10 kilowatt. How much amp is going into the motor is close to 150 to 180 peak.
You're pretty much getting like an e-motor that is 10 kilowatt. We are looking at E-Ride Pro 2.0.
A bit lesser, I would say a bit lesser.
Okay, so
But definitely you might be able to see a RoadRunner Pro V2 run past a E-Ride Pro.
yeah, so it's going to be smoking right off the box. It will be faster than a lot of e-motors out there.
Put Loctite, then it's very hard to remove.
Oh, so you're worried that customers that want to upgrade the scooter, they cannot change out the tension.
These are small points which we need to educate the factories whether there's a need for Loctite or there's no need for Loctite, and then where it's convenient for customers to remove because they will be doing like tire changes, like changing of parts easily. If like for parts where they don't remove at all, there's no need to remove at all. Of course, we would definitely love for Loctite to be used, but of course at a decent amount, not just flooding it and then rounding screws, running screw head. These are what we are here to look out in the factory.
Hey, so I know there's some companies out there saying that they have people in the factory. Voro actually has people in the factory, making sure that every scooter that comes out of the line is going to be good. And we care a lot about every product that we make or sell. Okay, so over here, there's a lot to like about the RoadRunner Pro version 2. Remember the last time that we sell a RoadRunner that has side panels with a RoadRunner Tronic, and the RoadRunner Tronic was how much?
I remember it's close to $2,000 just for the kit itself.
Yeah, $2,000 just for the kit itself.
Yeah, excluding the battery, excluding controller. I remember we were selling that.
Okay, so there is a fixed expense that comes with R&D and making the RoadRunner Tronic. I think end up they had to retail it at $5,000.
Oh, yeah.
The entire product was $5,000.
Someone else was promoting for us at $5,000 fully built unit.
No, we were selling it too for like, oh, really? Oh. Okay, so yeah, Ryan. So
Somebody.
they were selling at 5,000. I think we supplied them with some parts. So anyways, today we have the RoadRunner Pro V2 that comes with the panels without you paying that steep of the price. RoadRunner Tronic was almost $5,000 for you to buy, way under 5,000, and you are going to get the huge battery, the strong motor, the insane controller, insane acceleration, faster than the E-Ride Pro, comes with the panels, all under 5 grand. DOT brakes. What else can I say? There's a lot to like about the scooter. And wait, there's more. The cables, they are braided as well. We make it look good after the final production. So it doesn't bend when it's in the box. The cables do not bend and it looks tighter and it looks neat. Let's go to the panels for a bit. Previously, we wanted to have the panels to be made in what was that material called? Acrylic. Then it was not suitable for production, right? Dave, can you tell me more about this panel? Like, can you walk me through from the day it started?
Okay, so as we know, a lot of people like the Tronic RoadRunner. They like the panels. In fact, a lot of people wanted to buy the panels itself. So we were thinking, we have a bigger battery box, which is squarish, but there's nothing to cover it to make it look stealth and more presentable. So we designed a panel that actually we got the idea from the RoadRunner Tronic. On top of that, look, there are 4 screws where you can change the washers. Remember, we sold the decorative washer. You can get them changed to whichever color you like.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and also we need to ensure that customers are able to access wirings, battery, if they face any problem. So these 4 screws, you can take it out and then look at what you need to look at.
And you know what's the best part about having this panel? If you take out the panels, you can easily go and print something over it and wrap it too.
Yes.
Without painting your scooter.
You can do whatever design printing on it or whatever decals, your name, your brand or your group ride names or your whatever wife's name. Yeah,
If you want to name the RoadRunner Pro, some people do that.
Most important, RoadRunner Tronic panels are acrylic. This is aluminum. Let's say, touch wood, anything happens, you were to fall, this would actually protect everything.
I noticed that we use the E-Moto foot packs. Why did we change the foot pack?
A lot of customers said that their old foot packs they didn't really like it. So to improvise, right, since this is like a so-called bike, why not use a E-Moto foot pack right now? And then we design it in a way where if you go and buy aftermarket foot packs, you can just swap on easily. There's no modification needed. Everything is standard sizing, standard shape. So if you guys like red, you guys like blue or whatsoever colors, bigger sizes, just buy them, pop it in, clip it back, there you go.
So there's a lot to like about the new RoadRunner Pro. Some customers will say, oh, but it does not do a wheelie. Who is this RoadRunner Pro is for? It's for somebody who is looking to achieve a long range without charging often. You want to complete long miles and you want to keep up with e-motors in a group ride. If you're on the heavier side, you want to go uphill, you want something that is easier to carry, easier to bring around. The size of the RoadRunner Pro is specifically designed to be able to put in your trunk. So a lot of our riders that buy the e-moto, you need a truck or a van, bare minimum. Or maybe you can use a tow hitch. But this is meant for the average guy that has a car and you want to put it in a truck. Okay, last but not least, we have a new button for controlling the RoadRunner Pro. Can you tell me more why we picked this button and how does it feel?
So we have actually integrated the light turn signals button into the LCD TFT button console. So we are removing one console piece and make both into one. So it will look more neater.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the RoadRunner Pro production tour. And if you have any questions that you'd like us to share on the RoadRunner Pro, please leave us a comment and let me know what you think about this latest RoadRunner Pro. See you on the next video.